The South African Cabin Crew Association is objecting to how SAA informed workers of impending retrenchments. It says the airline informed employees of its intention to restructure via media statement. Well, let's find out more now from Zazi Insibanyoni Mugambi. She's a president of the SA Cabin Crew Association. Zazi, good evening. And thanks for your time. So, we understand it's a difficult time for unions, associations and workers. Where are you in this process with SAA at the moment? What engagement have you had?
None. We found out about the Section 189 through the media. We had no idea this was coming. We think the timing is a little bit suspicious.
Why?
Because of the fact that we have received a certificate of non-resolution to go out on industrial action regarding the wage increases. So just as we're about to serve the company notice, this comes up. And we were not informed. We found out through the media.
So what happens now?
Are
there plans for engagement? Have they asked you to come to meetings? Have they requested meetings?
Yeah, they have requested meetings. This is after the fact. And obviously we'll honour those meetings. But in the meantime, I think it is very uncalled for, because the situation South African Airways finds itself in today was not created by the ordinary worker. It was created by the boards, even the current board. They've created these mess.
Bad management.
Bad management. And who's bearing the brunt? Us. Ordinary workers, and it's not right.
So you're questioning the basis on which they intend to restructure. Tell us more about that. You talk about organizational redesign that has not been completed. Just give us some insight into
this is why we're questioning the timing, because just last week we were in a meeting and they told us that the organizational design process, which by the way cost 30 million by Accenture, has not been completed. So all of a sudden they're ready to serve a 189. How do you serve a Section 189 without a complete organizational design? It makes no sense. Hence we are saying it is timed to intimidate the workers and to put fear. And unfortunately that's not going to work. We're still going to go out on industrial action.
So you reckon, or unions reckon, that this restructuring could affect, over 900 employees?
Well, we have no idea, of course, because we have not been consulted. But I think we're not going to tolerate it. Of course. And we are going to fight. And to put the blame on our lap is not going to cut it.
What are they saying? What are they saying about workers?
They basically, the fact that they have to get rid of 994, we hear, is a huge number. So it
944.
Well, we don't even know those numbers, because but those are huge numbers, and they will affect the ordinary worker. And the funny thing, I must say, is that within these wage talks, the pilots, who are one of the highest paid departments in South African Airways, have received a 5.9% increase. And you are unwilling to give the lowest paid worker just a measly 8%.
I find that very interesting, because not too long ago I spoke to somebody from the Pilots Association, and they were threatening to go on strike or to take some action because they were not happy with the board. So what do you think is actually, I have my own thoughts, what do you think is actually
look, the pilots are entitled to fight for themselves. They fought for their 5.9, which is huge compared, one increase is the same as a normal salary for a cabin crew member, just the increase. So they've got the right to fight for their rights. One thing we do agree with the pilots on is the amount of corruption that's happening at SAA. It is ridiculous, and we have raised it countless times. We've raised the open water report, Ernst & Young, recently the 21st Century report. No one seems to be willing to act on corruption, but it's very easy to get rid of 944 employees.
At a time where we're trying to save any job that we can in any industry. So what are you and the rest of the unions going to do now?
No, we're going to take look, we believe that we deserve a fair increase. You've given it to one department. You sure can give it to us. We're going to embark on a strike, and we will not be blamed for this. We won't stand to be blamed for the situation. The company can talk about the fact that the aircrafts, the passenger loads, et cetera, but we did not create this mess, unfortunately. The ordinary worker didn't.
So that strike that you're planning to go on, would that be to address these retrenchments as well? And if so, what if they say to you, okay, those who don't come to work, those who go on the strike are going to be the ones who are going to get the chop first?
No, I mean, it's
Are you going to protect
not
your members from that?
It's not about the 189 per se, but we have in the past referred a dispute to the CCMA regarding the corruption in the board, etc., etc. So we are going to serve on wage increases and for the board, once and for all, to be changed. It's not a difficult thing. Give us a board that has aviation experience, which is not acting on a particular mandate, and that's acting for the sole mandate of improving South African Airways and bringing us back to where we need to be.
So when will the strike happen, and what services will be affected?
I mean, we obviously are planning to go out. We with NUMSA, South African Cabin Crew Association, are in coalition with NUMSA. So we are planning to serve, including South African Airways Technical, in the near future. Obviously, we still have to finalize the plans within ourselves, and then we'll inform the company of notice.
Well, I would imagine with a festive season around the corner, they would want to avoid as much action as possible. So
yes, and they should. They should talk to us.
Okay, well, not through the media.
Not through the media.
Face to face.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that. That's Zazi Nsibanyoni Mugambi, President of the SA Cabin Crew Association.